So I am here to share a little story time video about my new single, Lilac Glycerine, which is dropping on the 31st of May, which is the full moon, the blue moon specifically. And Lilac Glycerine is the intro track for my new album. And it feels exciting because I haven't put music out for a long time. And there's a lot of reasons for that, which I'm not gonna delve too much into in this video. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the meaning behind Lilac Glycerine. So the song is a percussive mantra, and some of the lyrics that are repeated in the song are "only 3 days to go." And I wanted to talk a little bit about how that came about. So last year and the year before, I was involved in a very lengthy, arduous court case. And for anyone who has experienced the family court system in the UK and in many places in the world, they will know, or you will know, that it's not for the faint-hearted. And it was one of the most challenging things that I have experienced in my life. The reason it was so challenging was because it tapped into my real primitive, like maternal fears of the safety of my child. And just that feeling of helplessness and not knowing what the courts were going to decide. And then having to go through the very challenging process of reliving a lot of trauma that had taken place over the course of a decade, had to be presented. Witness statements, police things and hospital things and medical records and all this kind of stuff. I don't want to go too much into the specifics because it's not only my story, it's also my son's story. So I want to be sensitive to that and not put, too much personal stuff all over the internet. But it was tough. It was really, really tough. And this case was going on for months, longer than a year. And it kind of culminated in this time period where we were waiting for the court to make their final decision because of various things that had taken place. And this decision was going to potentially set us free from this whole situation and also offer us protection. And 3 days before this decision was being made by the court, I attended a beautiful women's circle hosted by my friend Laura Swan, who is a high priestess. And we travelled down to her gorgeous, whimsical house, and she invited us into her herb garden where all of her flowers and plants, medicine plants were growing. And we shared stories and togetherness in a tent in the garden. And Laura offered us this homemade tincture that she had lovingly prepared from the lilac flowers growing in her garden. And this medicine, it's not psychedelic or psychoactive, but it's like aiding in the heart and in love and holding and softness and opening. And as we shared these stories, and I shared with the women in the circle what was happening with this court case and the imminent decision that was going to be made in 3 days, we took this tincture, and it was such a powerful experience for me. I felt so protected and so held, and the women prayed for me, and they prayed for my son, and they prayed for justice and safety and protection and all the things. And all of that like panic and fear that was like gripping me for so long, it just started to dissipate, and it started to almost like flow away. And I was like daring myself to feel confident that everything might work out exactly how it needs to, and perhaps this whole extended ordeal was for our higher good and was part of a plan that was really going to serve us in a way that I couldn't have even hoped or dreamed of. So yeah, this experience, it just felt so powerful and, dare I say, magical. And this is the actual lilac glycerine tincture that Laura prepared, that we shared. And I wrote the song after that experience. Only 3 days to go, only 3 days to go until the decision. And I wrote the melody and the lyrics that day. And then my good friends, Renelle Shaw and Camilo Torrado, helped to build it into something that really communicated what I wanted it to. It's like very percussive, and it feels like uplifting. It feels like really positive. And also there's like an air of like confidence and I don't want to say revenge, retribution maybe within the song. And I was just so grateful for that experience of holding and protection that seemed to go beyond this realm. It felt extremely supportive from all dimensions. That's all I can say. And 3 days later, we received the news that I had been praying for and hoping for and imagining and envisaging and manifesting and preparing for. And after all those months of really having to relive a lot of things that I thought I had dealt with and I thought that I had left in the past, I was forced to really, really reckon with them and bring them into the light. And I received support from women who didn't have to help me, but who had experienced the same things or similar things at the hands of the same person. And I am so grateful for that. And I wanted to encapsulate that into this piece of music that is going to be the introduction to the new album. Lilac Glycerine is the name of the song. And yeah, it is dropping on the full moon, the blue moon, 31st of May. I hope that it brings you something positive and that you enjoy it and that you can lose yourself in that spirit of gentle defiance and knowing that things can work out even when they feel like impossible and terrifying, and everyone is telling you it's not going to work out, it's not going to go the way that you want it to because of the way that the court system is set up and because of the way that children's wishes and safety aren't always at the forefront of decisions because of the nature of the process and how overstretched everything is and how little time and resources there are. my heart goes out to everybody navigating that system. Everybody. It's not easy. But this song is my little documentation of triumph and justice. And I appreciate you coming on this journey of new music with me. And there's going to be a lot more stories about how these songs came into being and how we created them and how we have decided to present them to the world. And I just hope that my little community out there that enjoys what I offer creatively is going to enjoy it. And it feels super cathartic, and I feel really, really good that this is happening. So yeah, thank you for listening. Lilac glycerine. Lilac glycerine floating down my tongue, igniting a storm, only 3 days to go. Bye-bye coercion, flying out my life, rising like the tide, only 3 days to go.